The UK deployed 20 warships and sub to challenge China Navy in South China Sea. A Royal Navy fleet of more than 20 warships is set to be based overseas in a challenge to China's dominance. A carrier strike group including an aircraft carrier, frigates, destroyers, and a nuclear submarine could be based in Japan under Navy plans for a more permanent presence in the Far East.
Little hints about here and there, and have not been able to say very much as of yet. I mentioned to you one that the week of the 6th would not be the week when things go down as far as plans to try to keep President Trump in power. That we would most likely look for it closer to inauguration. And I am working on some more details behind the scenes so that I can begin to share live little hints about here and there, and have not been able to say very much as of yet. I mentioned to you, for one, that the week of the 6th would not be the week when things go down as far as plans to try to keep President Trump in power. That we would most likely look for it closer to inauguration. And I am working on some more details behind the scenes so that I can begin to share this information with you. And I also said it would not be based on voter fraud. So one thing that did come to me today, though, was something that I mentioned to you guys in a video, I don't know, maybe the last video I did. I forget exactly which one it was. I discussed about where my uncle, who's retired law enforcement, worked with FBI as well, said to me that when we were looking at the possible civil unrest due to the election, and this was months ago, I told him about how that the Chinese were poised to strike this nation in the near future, and he made the statement to me that the way the Chinese would come in would more than likely be under the guise of United Nations force after we went through a civil unrest, but it would not be anything benevolent. It would be to subdue the people, finish disarming the nation, etc. Well, I got a message today from Washington that the Democrats have already reached out to the Chinese, wanting to get help to deal with the transition of power. I don't know the full details as of yet. I haven't had a chance to look to see if that's already been disclosed in the news. Maybe it has. If it has, maybe you guys could, share some comments or send something to me there if it's already been shared in the news. But if it hasn't, this is what I've been told already today. The Chinese have been approached by the Democrats to help with this issue going on in America, and of course, their fears. Why would they be reaching out to the Chinese? And then they sit there and talk about Trump, about reaching out to the Russians. What's the difference, right? Anyway, listen, Yana will be joining me later tonight. We'll be discussing these things. Hopefully we can get some more clarification to maybe be able to share some things with you about things that are coming up. Some 7 of them are dying of heart attacks. And they're keeping this all covered up.
John Keane. As always, I would like to thank you guys for joining me. I ask that you please add, follow, and check us out, www.sportreaker.com/show/Best Damn Podcast. Also, if you're watching YouTube, DLive, Facebook, in the description. As you can probably hear, I'm over at my family's house. My mom's actually with my children today, just hanging out, enjoying the weekend. I'm pushing them on a swing right now as I'm doing this. But I wanted to drop a few updates. Tonight, first and foremost, the live show will probably be a little bit on the late side. Uncensored video tonight. So, this is going to be another one of those that I put a ton of work into this one. But if it was to even be, also guys, for some strange reason, I don't know why, I just got a strike like a couple of weeks ago. I woke up yesterday to find that YouTube had remonetized my channel. So, with that being said, we are now offering memberships. What was funny about it is my channel got hijacked. A lot of you guys may remember. It got hijacked for a couple of months. And while it was hijacked, the people that stole it actually tried to upload porn. That's what they tried to do. So the subscription content, I had people ask me, does this include Patreons and all of that? No, this is separate. This is a YouTube thing. Just like, but I am going to tell you that the subscription content is probably the best. So, yeah, there you go. Unless perhaps maybe some type of conflict begins, and then there's no way for a transitional process to even take place, and things are stretched out throughout 2021, probably into March, April, May, when finally the destroyer makes its appearance in the sky. So, this is all, in my opinion, this is that calm before the storm. Get it? Yeah. Which also I got the next blog dropping as well. That'll be coming out tomorrow for those who purchase the subscriptions. But yeah, we've already seen some weird things beginning to crack off, right? Like the subscriptions. But yeah, this is that calm before the storm, literally. We've all the subscriptions. But yeah, this is that calm before the storm, literally. We've already seen some weird things beginning to crack off, right? Like these camps. That's one. There's your sign. There's your indicator. Things are heading in a particular direction. Not just that. We've also seen this attempt to at least they are running the script of this attempt to overturn the results in November, right? So we see that there is being dissent that is sown in the streets. Just looking the other day, the Capitol. If you don't think that was the fall of Babylon, you must be living under a fucking rock, dude. Right? They literally busted out the damn windows to the Capitol building and went in. Now you tell me, a capital, right? A capital of a nation being sacked like that through riots, through protests, busting right in through the police and everything. If that's not the fall, I don't know what is, guys. It's definitely at the point to where it's about to get heavy.
To understand there's a lot going on. You have to give up hope, especially my old-time viewers. I love them the best because no matter what happened, they stayed with me. They listened to me, they followed me, they researched, they shared, and a lot of them became some really great people to capture images. There's a lot going on in the world, and we told you it would all happen at one time. So, to find out if it is happening at one time, we want you to stay with us as you watch. We have the eye in the sky, continuously looking for that moment where we all need to prepare. Right now, there's a lot of people preparing, and not civilians. People who did a lot of bad things. Everything comes to light, and those who believe in the Creator which they've obscured from all the schools, trying to turn us into a communist country. I've learned and will learn their lesson. I truly believe that in my heart. And I really do believe that everyone that looks for something was inspired a long time ago, not by my channel. You just happen to wind up here. We're inspired by something, a seed that was planted in you. Probably the Creator did it. No matter who did it, you're being enlightened. We want to tell you that we love you all. We're looking out for everything. And we intend to inform you as things go on.
Behind you, Stillwell.
All right, Clanton. You called down the thunder, well, now you got it. You see that? It says United States Marshal.
Wow.
Take a good look at it, Mike. Because that's how you're going to end up. The Cowboys are finished, you understand me? I see a red sash, I kill a man wearing it. Run! Come on, the other cars, the lod's coming! You tell them I'm coming! And Hal's coming with me, you hear? Hal's coming with me!
It's real quick, you know. I just made something up about you. Shit. Shout out to the family, you know, pretty precious, man.
We are calling the second sun in the sky, which I know to be the literal hell, and let's go into detail about that. So as you see, one is large and that's the sun, and the other one appears to be a smaller sun in the sky. But as you see around this, it is like a peach or a red color around it. That's iron oxide coming off of this second supposedly sun. As you see right here in another picture, you see the red around it. You know, it's not being filtered as red. It is actually a red day because iron oxide is coming off of this iron planet, and that's what it is. It's a planet made out of iron stones, and those days are going to rain down on the world soon. You You know, like God said in Ezekiel 22. And look, you see the red around in the sky? You see, this thing is not emitting its own light. At night, you can see it glowing in red because it's on fire. And I'm going to say it again. That planet that you see in the sky right now is on fire. And at sunrise and sunset is the only time you see it. So you see where the sun is. It's just about to go all the way down. Or you see the sun just about to come up and you spot this planet out there and it's totally different. And as you see, they coming up together right here. And then you're going to see them split apart. So if you see my last video a couple of days ago, you saw it split apart. And it's two separate entities. It is the sun and it is hell. And I'm telling y'all, 100%, no bullshit lie, that is hell. In Revelation 6, number 8, it's saying the literal hell is being brought and death. And everything else is following it, the pestilence. And this is what God is saying, there's an end time event going on. So you have the sun right there, and you see the red in there? Iron oxide, because it's an iron planet. It's all iron, and it's going to be frying your asses like in a pan. And that's where y'all going. Y'all think God is playing around here a joke. That's it right there in the east. You know, that's the sun rising in the east right here, but watch this. Then you got the sun rising in the west. I wonder where you heard that from, huh? Islam, didn't you? That's the sun was rising in the west. It ain't no joke, you know, right here. You got it right there, coming out in between the trees. Everybody is filming this all over the world who actually want to see it. They know what time it is. It's always at sunrise and look at the top of the screen. You're going to see it right up here. And sunset, that's when you're going to see it. And you keep seeing this red reflection. You know, you can say, okay, it's lens filters and everything. It's iron oxide and it's killing and poisoning the water. You see those shadows right here? That's the sun, and it's casting shadows off of this iron dark planet. That planet is black, and its people having dreams all around the world about a black planet. And those dark spots in the sky is the same thing that's going to block out the sun one day. Look at the color of the sun and look at this planet. You see, it's appearing to be like pink or red. That's because it's on fire, and it is in our sky. California haven't even cooled off, and we in September right now, and we going into October. It has not even cooled off yet. You know why? And it's a strange ass heat. You feeling that strange ass heat from this planet right here? You know, and like I said, everybody is filming this thing all over the world. It cannot be denied. God's kingdom is coming, and this is not the only thing out there. There's a new heaven in there, and a new earth. It is. It's already coming. It's out there. If you watch the news, they're telling you that it's Earth-like planets out there. And if you go and type in or Google and say a planet fitting the literal description of hell, it's going to come up, and I forget the name of that planet. But it's going to come up and it's going to describe the stone freaking hell that I'm telling you about right now, you know, described in the Bible. And the Bible don't say so much about it, but it do talk about the stones and the fiery stones that's coming from heaven from this thing, you know. And they do talk about this fiery planet called hell that's coming down in Revelation 6:8. So again, if you look at the skies, man, it is basically showing you that iron oxide is coming now. Okay, this iron oxide, what is it doing? It's killing the damn fish. So all of the fish is freaking washing up on shore, right? It's smelling up our beaches, all these wells and everything is dying because this oxide shuts down the system. They're having something in Florida called red tide. And that red tide is killing them fish left and right. Where's the red coming from? The red is coming from this iron. And every day, man, if you look out in the skies early in the morning, you'll see a black smoke, and you'll see red clouds and stuff like that. Well, here's where your red clouds is coming from, you know. And just like I said, it's casting shadows. The clouds is casting shadows. Strange things are happening, and like I said, it's a strange heat, and it feels like your skin is burning now, and it didn't used to. Your skin is burning now because God is showing you the signs that your whole skin and your body and everything is going to be burning soon if you don't get it together. If you don't get it together. So, I'm doing my best, man, to tell you guys the truth. You ain't gonna hear it from the news. Like I said, these two things rise together, and then they separate to let you know that it's two different plans here. Two different sources, and one is just reflecting off the other. It does not have its own light sources of a fire, and it's going to glow. It is not going to be lit like the sun. It is going to be glow. They're calling it a dwarf sun. It's not a dwarf sun. It's fucking hell, and they don't want to tell you the truth.
Yes. Yeah. So that's just a small. Yes. That's true.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just a small part. Yes. That's true.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just a small part of it. I had seen that 2 weeks ago. And what she's talking about is there's a person who is telling the world what Italy's role was using the satellite, Italian government satellite. Leonardo. Yeah, it's funny for Leonardo da Vinci. They hit the Leonardo, and they were changing votes. But there were many countries that were doing that. But it had to be controlled from China using hammer and scorecard, in my opinion, because you couldn't have so many different attacks, because you'd be changing numbers in all the 50 states that just wouldn't match up. That has to be synchronized. And they all do it like it was late at night in Georgia, 11:30, but the president uses this case in point. You hear him giving a speech, and this is in Michigan. At 0631, there was, it's like 142,722 votes changed to Biden. Now, the first time I heard him give that speech, I said, anyone that says 0631 on 4 November, wasn't 0630, wasn't about 6, it was 0631, and it was 142,722, whatever it is, I can't remember the exact number, but it means the president has that data. Now, he has all of this data, and how he's going to get it to the American people. Ann and I were talking to someone that's going to do more of what was just done in Italy, but show you the magnitude of it. Because we have watched it in real time, how that has changed. And the data is there, I've got it on my iPhone, it can tell you. So where people are saying there's no evidence, they're the same people that when someone was taking pictures down in Georgia, you remember, and they pull the cases from underneath the table, and you say, well, there's the evidence. Well, they say, well, you can't prove that. Look, this is a scorecard, from Joseph Goebbels. If you tell a lie big enough, and that's what they're doing. And you see Pelosi, you see Schumer, Ann just told me that Pelosi called the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, and they're trying to get him out on the 25th Amendment or to impeach him. Why? Well, because on Wednesday, they took Pelosi's laptop. She found it. There were some people in there that were special forces mixed with Antifa, and they took her laptop and they had that data. So you'd say, well, look, you only got 12 days or whatever it is to the 20th, but why worry about it? Just let them go out. No, they're terrified because they have that data. I believe they also have a source that is talking like a songbird. And the president's going to spring that person on us so it will completely